Hey, it's Jen, Not So Mystical Tarot. This is going to be your reading for Sun, Moon, or Rising sign of Virgo for the first half of May 2019. You can find me on Instagram at Not So Mystical Tarot or notsomysticaltarot.com if you would like a personal reading. Now let's get started. We have our giant card overall energy for the first couple weeks of May, and you have the Hanged Man. So, usually the Hanged Man is about looking at things from a different perspective. So let's take a look at what you need to look at from a different perspective. What do you have going on, Virgo? You're Virgo. You usually have a lot going on. Virgos don't tend to sit around and do nothing, do they? They always got some kind of plan up their sleeve. They've always got something going on. I have not known many Virgos who just laze around and don't have any ambition. I get just a couple more of these. Or maybe I'm supposed to talk about the first card that came out. Maybe that's what it is. All right, we'll just let these rest then. Fine. Fine. Let me flip this over. I can't stand that. All right. So the first card that came out is the Ace of Pentacles, which is a gift from the universe. This is a gift, and I always joke, my husband's a Virgo, so I always joke with him, because he gets this card a lot, too. And the traditional decks, you know, they have the hand that comes out, it's like, and it's got the pentacle. He's like, well, where is it, you know? So here you have this gift coming from the universe within this first couple weeks of May. This can be a gift of money, abundance, finances. It has something to do with your tangible reality. The universe is saying, here you go. It may be that it's not something you, what I'm thinking especially, is that it's not something that you expected. And you have the Hanged Man because you need to look at every opportunity that comes in the opposite way that you normally would. So when this opportunity presents itself, you may be like, but you may want to rethink the way you see it, because you have this overall energy of the Hanged Man where you're giving everything you're giving everything an opportunity to be not what it looks like at first, which is very, very difficult for you. Now, the second card we have here is the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords is often called the Thief card. Let me get it up here closer. You can see there's something shady going on here. He's kind of skulking down around here with his other sword. This can be maybe that whatever this is that's being offered to you is a little bit shady. And maybe normally you'd think, oh, this is a great idea. Look at this, the universe. This is being offered to me. Awesome. And when you look at it from this different perspective here, you're like, I'm not so sure. I am not so sure that I want to go along with this. This does not feel quite right. And our earth signs are not always super interested in how we feel. A lot of times, because I live with an earth sign, I can tell you, I'm an air sign, so that's a really odd combination. But I can tell you that feelings and whatever aren't usually the first thing that they want to talk about. However, when it comes to business dealings and things of practical matters like this opportunity, this Ace of Pentacles, whatever you're thinking, your reaction, no matter how you look at it, I would go with your gut feeling on this. If this feels wrong and weird and not cool to you, I would absolutely not take whatever this is. You'll know right away. It could also be that you feel like that at first, but when you look at it from a different perspective, you think, well, maybe it won't be so bad. Now, oftentimes when you do that, it comes back and kind of bites you in the butt afterwards. So I'm really thinking, maybe what this is saying is, this is what this is saying. You're going to look at things from a different perspective, okay? And being an earth sign, oftentimes, if it looks good on paper, this is what's right to do. But maybe you will use that different perspective, being like your intuition, that gut feeling that you get when you think, oh, I don't know if this is okay or not, and you're going to follow that. I think that's what it is. Normally, this would come, and this is like, oh, this is good, this is great, I'm going to take this. But something, whatever it is, something doesn't feel right about this. So when something is presented to you in this first few weeks of May, and in your mind, you know that it makes sense and you know this is a good thing to do. If you have that feeling that says, ooh, like you know the feeling I'm talking about, that is your intuition saying run. And I would say, you know what? There's nothing wrong with waiting on whatever this is. And if somebody's trying to push you, especially into this decision, like, come on, it's really good. Take it. It's really, really good. Even more so should you listen to your gut feeling. And if your gut feeling is feeling this, is feeling like something is just not quite right, things do not add up, something, I'm not hearing the whole story, you're not. And you guys really do have great intuition, even though I know that it's not practical and you don't always like to explore that. I think that's what we're saying here is in this first 2 weeks of May, really take a look at your intuition. Start to feel some more things. Allow yourself that, okay? Now, the other card you have here to kind of go with this Hanged Man and this whole thing happening is the Death card. So it may be that you have to let go of a certain thought process or a certain pattern that you had, a certain belief system that you had. Oh, for some people, I'm feeling that there may be someone that you trust that is offering you something and you can't trust them and you have to let that go. That is what I'm hearing. Actually, what I actually heard was there's someone that wants to screw you over. I try not to use that kind of language in these videos, but that's the exact words I heard were someone's trying to screw you over. So, this opportunity, I think something's going to be offered to you, and it feels like it may be from someone that you know, someone that you trust, something that looks like it's supposed to be perfect, but when you look at it from this other perspective, you know, using your intuition, you have this horrible, like, terrible feeling, and the Death card says, you know what, let this pass you by because there is something better. The sun comes up tomorrow, and there is something better for you, and I think that you have been wanting whatever this is that's being offered too. And like I say, if you don't have that weird, horrible feeling that someone's trying to screw you over, then don't worry about it. But if you have that feeling, I am begging you to listen to it. Begging you. Please listen. Okay, first clarification card we have for this Ace of Pentacles is the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands is coming up in almost everyone's reading in one deck or another. And the Five of Wands is about conflict, but it's just like conflict of no consequence. It's a waste of time. So they may shroud this offer or this gift to you in some kind of conflict, so as to like mask what's actually happening, to actually kind of cover this up. So I'd like you to be really mindful of that. And now I would say this is a general reading. Please watch your moon and rising signs. You may identify more with them during this particular time period, or it may help clarify this for you. And, you know, this may not be, obviously, this can't be for every single person that watches. So, like I say, moon and rising sign, definitely watch that if this does not pertain to you. But please be careful this first 2 weeks that you do not involve yourself in a deal that is not a deal. Like I said, if you don't have that sinking bad feeling, fine. If you do, please walk away. Tell them to pack their stuff and get out. Okay, you have the Chariot. Sorry about the noise. We have work being done here. You have the Chariot, which is clarifying the Seven of Swords, which means this is going to come blasting in, and it's also going to play on your emotions a little bit. The Chariot is watery, Cancer, and it can play on your emotions. You even got the little moons here. Things are not always as they seem. So emotions are not always your strong point, and when someone plays on them, it can kind of goof you up, and you may believe them at face value. Again, different perspective. I'm asking you to please, in this first 2 weeks, examine everything from a different perspective and really try to listen from your intuitive side, because you do have one. Like I said, all I heard was someone is going to try to screw you over. So, and I'm not one to give you like ominous messages, but hey, listen to it because it's there for a reason. It's for someone. All right, I want to get a card to clarify this Death card that we have happening here. Let's see, maybe we can tell us what we're letting go, but definitely that Chariot clarifying that Seven of Swords says that this offer is going to come in quickly, and that feeling most likely if you get that feeling of, ooh, that feeling is going to come surging right in. And, you know, given that you are so fair and so honest in your dealings, you may put yourself down for having that feeling at first. You may be like, oh, I shouldn't think about that about people. That's not nice. You may do that, but please, your intuition is there for a reason, and I can't stress enough how important it would be for you to listen to that. I would like one card to clarify this Death card. I think we got it right there. Yep, we've got the Five of Swords. So you have this Death card saying, hey, let it go. There's brand new, better things coming for you. You have this Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is a little bit of like snarky, bad communication. You can see he's got his little sword over here that he's grumbling or mumbling something, and she's just like walking away like, I don't care. So someone may, when you don't go along with whatever this is, if in fact you have someone that is trying to do you dirty and you don't go along with it, they are not going to have nice things to say about you. Period. They just aren't. They are not going to have nice things to say about you, and you have to not care about that. You do have this Hanged Man here, the big one, and then I like to clarify with these little ones, which I'm going to buy the big deck because these are so hard to see, but I just love them. This is a Harmonious Tarot. You have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is all about finding your tribe. So you know what? There are people that truly love you and celebrate you and want you to be happy and want the best for you. Those are the people that you need to focus on. Whoever shows up with this opportunity that gives you this heebie-jeebie terrible feeling, and they come blowing in like all polished and spiffy and fancy, and they're like, whoa, hey, buy this. This is great. This is perfect for you. I'm going to take good care of you. If you have this feeling, run, because you know what? You have people that truly support and love you, and if they don't like, if the people that you don't allow in your business, if they have something snarky and crappy to say, like, who cares? Let them say their crappy snarky thing. Just walk away. Be like, whatever. You may have a problem with that this month. I am really interested to hear what in the world this is pertaining to. If you feel like you can share, a lot of people will share with me privately, and that's perfectly okay. If you want to share it in the comments, it's great, because it is really interesting for other people to see too. So whatever you're comfortable with, I would like to thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later.